Hello, everyone. This is Calvin Castine. We're at Northeastern Clinton Central School for CVAC Varsity Girls Basketball. The Northeastern Clinton Central School Cougars and the Beekmantown Eagles. Expecting this to be a big early season matchup, as it always is when Beekmantown and Northeastern battle. Early season supremacy, they, along with a couple other schools, are always battling for first place in the CVAC. Introducing the lineups: Michelle St. Mar, Heidi Fuller, Katie Munson, Jocelyn Underwood.
Jocelyn Underwood.
Take her away, Mike Fay.
All right. 33, Heidi Sanger. And Courtney Downs, number 32, and Katie Munson, number 34. Also for the Beekmantown Eagles. Greg Waters is the coach, and the scorekeeper for Beekmantown, Diana Jennings. And for Northeastern, Sarah Bayshard, number 23. 21, Jeanette Fay. Karen Wirestall, number 24. Sarah Bushy, number 22. And 44, Nikki LaFountain. And the other Cougars: 11, Stacy Miller; 13, Hillary Tremblay; 45, Christina Brown. And not present for today's game, Carabano and Heather Desereau, and they're in Boston for the Harvard UN. Cougars are coached by Don Sears, assisted by Andy Landry and Norm Bono, and the scorekeeper is Paul Cross. No volunteers for the national anthem.
Let the game begin.
And I guess we're going to simulate the national anthem.
Apparently.
Referees for this afternoon's contest: Al Rose and Frank Felicelli. Northeastern with 2 big wins to start off the season. They beat a tough Seton squad right here at Northeastern, and they beat Seton in Seton, and they beat a tough Saranac squad in a close game here at Northeastern. Both games, unfortunately, I missed, but I heard they were very, very exciting. So in order for Northeastern to continue and keep their season going in an undefeated way, they're going to have to take on a very tough Beekmantown squad.
This will be the first time that I've seen Beekmantown without Art de Grand Prix as the coach. Been a long-time coach there.
That's right. Greg Waters was the JV coach last year, wasn't he?
No, Dan Mannix was the JV coach.
Okay. And Northeastern wins the tip-off. Fay over for Bushy, and now Bayshard, now back to Fay. LaFountain in the center, no place to go, gets it back to Bushy. Bushy off the rim, rebounded by LaFountain, up strong, and rebounded by Fuller. Northeastern with 3 opportunities at the basket and couldn't get anything to fall. Fuller double teamed and called for the travel. Nice defense by Northeastern's Bayshard and Fay.
Jessica Giroux, I see, is on the Eagle bench. I don't recall her playing basketball before. She's been a fine athlete in softball and soccer, but I don't remember her as on the basketball team.
Wirestall back to Fay, now over to Wirestall. Northeastern a little slow, and Bushy, no place to go, gets it back to Wirestall. Wirestall drives. This is off to LaFountain, who hits. Nikki LaFountain draws first blood for Northeastern. Now St. Mar rather, brings it down for the Eagles into the corner for Munson. Stolen, and LaFountain goes all the way. Nice defense. She sets it back out to Wirestall. Wirestall. 3 seconds called, and Northeastern loses a golden opportunity to put another point on the board. Fuller over to St. Mar. A pass intended for Heidi Fuller, knocked out of bounds by Wirestall, and it last touch Fuller, so Northeastern with another good defensive play. Again with the ball. Fay over for Bushy. Bushy drives baseline, up and in, and she's fouled. Nice play. Outstanding effort by Sarah Bushy. And Katie Munson pulls her first personal foul. 4-0 Northeastern, and Bushy in a position to make it 5-0. She does, nothing but net. 3 points for Sarah Bushy. And it's a 5-0 Northeastern lead with 6:24 remaining in this first quarter. Fuller goes underneath, can't control it, out of bounds. Pass intended for Jocelyn Underwood, looks a little too high. And timeout called by the Beatontown Eagles with 6:18 remaining in this first quarter. 5-0 Northeastern.
I know we're only a week away from Christmas and people are probably busy with other things, but this is a heck of a good ball game for such a small crowd to be attending, Mike.
Yes, it is. I'm surprised. And when I saw the pass over for Bayshard off the rim, rebound pulled in by LaFountain. Back to Bushy. Bushy drives baseline, dishes off to LaFountain, up and in. Nikki LaFountain now with 4 points. A nice feed from Sarah Bushy. Northeastern passing well. But as you were saying, Calvin, I was really surprised when I pulled up a few minutes ago. The parking lot looked pretty crowded. And Munson loses it on the drive, loses control of the ball, out of bounds, and Northeastern with another opportunity to widen their lead. Bayshard.
Well, I think part of the problem, I think Beatontown probably left with the JVs and modified. It's all their parents left too.
Fay for three, off the rim. Rebound pulled in by Sanger. Sanger underneath, and the foul is called. On Sarah Bushy, that's her first.
The Eagles have a well-balanced team, Mike. They can hit you underneath. They got strong players underneath, and they got some excellent outside shooters. So it's a good balance out there. They can burn you inside and out.
You're absolutely right. Some of these young ladies playing were the ones that played on the JV squad a couple years ago when they had that undefeated season. Bayshard saves it before it goes out of bounds. Back to Fay, now Bayshard over for Bushy. Bushy with the 17-footer, and it's good. Sarah Bushy now with 5 points. Northeastern's lead back to 7, 9-2. Pass way out of bounds over the head of Heidi Fuller. And Northeastern will get it back. That's one thing a coach cannot plan for, is those unforced turnovers. And it's hard to tell whether it's a bad pass or a good defense. And there it is, Nikki LaFountain. Now with 6 points, it's an 11-2 Northeastern lead. Back to Samar. Now Sanger. Sanger cross court for Fuller. Now Samar drives, loses it. Wirestall can't control it. Samar picks it back up. Wirestall blocks from behind and then gets the rebound. Outstanding play, Karen Wirestall. Outstanding play. Right up for LaFountain, up strong and in. A nice, both ends of the court. Karen Wirestall stuck with that ball. Almost had it off a deflection. Lost it to St. Mar. Stuck with it, got the rebound, stole it back, and then fed a three-quarter length pass, court pass to LaFountain up for 2 points. Great play on both ends of the court. Underneath again for LaFountain, up and in. Now 10 points for Nikki LaFountain, and it's a 15-5, 13-point lead for Northeastern. Timeout called by the Eagles with 3:41 remaining in the first quarter. And after that timeout, Beatontown trying to get it together. Northeastern with a big 13-point lead early in this contest. Beatontown's only 2 points coming off 2 foul shots by Katie Munson. And Beatontown certainly doesn't want this game to get out of hand. That's out of bounds, and Northeastern will get it back. Beekmantown already using 2 timeouts in just a little over 4 minutes. Pass to Bushy. Bushy, no place to go. Gets it to LaFountain. Now Miller just into the game. To Fay. And pass attempted through the middle for LaFountain. Knocked out of bounds. Northeastern will keep the ball. I didn't see Stacy come in, but my mistake. Wire stall. Out for Miller. Miller for LaFountain. LaFountain tries to get it back. It's blocked, and the 15 points scored are both by LaFountain and Bushy, and they're triple teaming them. Shot by Sanger, and it's good. It's now a 15-4 game. Beekmantown has readjusted their defense to double and triple team LaFountain and Bushy. As you see, all 3 of them. Bushy scored that time with 3 players on her, but if Beekmantown continues to do that, Northeastern with an excellent opportunity. Nice pass underneath. And it's out of bounds, and Northeastern's going to get it.
Well, Northeastern's got to do with Bushy hits to that middle. There was nobody on the wing there. Somebody had been on the wing, she could have had a pass to somebody, but she had no choice. She had to put it up.
Exactly. They're clogging up the center. Northeastern's got to start hitting from the outside. Bushy again. Now with 9 points, and it's a 19-4 lead for Northeastern. All points are scored by Bushy and LaFountain. St. Mar drives through the center, tries to get rid of it. Dish it off, and Wire's still there for the steal. Long pass down for Bushy. Perfect pass. Perfect pass. Bushy off balance and couldn't get the shot off. Traveling called.
Karen Wirestall just doing an outstanding game. Job so far today, moving that ball, Mike.
Absolutely. Some tremendous passes.
19-4 is the score. Incredible.
3-point attempt by Fuller off. Rebounded by LaFountain. Outlet to Fay. Fay with a pass underneath for Miller. Nice pass. And Stacy Miller just couldn't get it to fall for her.
That's two layups the Cougars have missed the last 2 times down the floor.
2 outstanding passes by the Cougars. More than 2, but some great passing. Stolen by Wirestall. Outlet to Bushy. Bushy with a long pass down for LaFountain. She's covered pretty well. She loses her balance, tries to get it back, and it's stolen by Sanger. Now St. Mar. Ripped out of her hands by Fay. Lead pass from LaFountain. Fay drives and shoots too hard off the glass. Rebounded by Fuller. Outlet, and Wirestall called for the foul. Karen Wirestall going for the ball. Crashes into Katie Munson. And it looked as though Karen Wirestall got the worst of that. Sarah Bayshard comes in to replace Jeanette Fay. And Courtney Downs into the game to replace Heidi Fuller. Now over to Downs, out of bounds, and Northeastern will get the ball back. Miller for Northeastern brings the ball up. Over for Bayshard. Bounce pass to LaFountain with the jump shot. LaFountain and Bushy can't miss today. LaFountain with 12 points in the first quarter. And a 21-4 lead for Northeastern. St. Mar. Is open and takes the shot off the rim. Rebounded by LaFountain. Outlet to Bayshard. Long pass down for Bushy. Bushy up and in.
That looks routine, but that was a strong move there by Sarah Bushy.
Stolen by Wirestall. Takes it all the way, knocked out of her hands, but Northeastern will keep the ball. Timeout called, the third timeout called by the Eagles with 18.7 seconds remaining. 23-4 is our score. Northeastern by 19, and what a surprise the beginning of this game has been.
You're allowed, I believe, 5 timeouts, Michael. The Eagles, you just said, used their third one. And with 18.7, what do you think? Think they should have held off on that timeout?
Yeah, I think that would have been a prudent thing. Bayshard. Rebounded by Sanger. Sanger with a pass underneath. Knocked by Tremblay. Hillary Tremblay just into the game. Deflects the ball off the fingertips of Jocelyn Underwood. Northeastern will get it back again with 7 seconds. Bushy. And she buries it.
She's picking up right where she left off against Saranac.
And what a first quarter for Sarah Bushy and Nicola Fountain offensively. Bushy with 13 points, LaFountain with 12, and it gives Northeastern a 25-4 lead. That's a 21-point lead in the first quarter. That is unbelievable against this tough Beekmantown team. But in addition to that offensive output by Bushy and LaFountain, some great defensive work by the Cougars, some great rebounding, and some tremendous passing. So everybody seems to be getting involved in this game and contributing to this 25-point lead. But what an end to the first period in this big game for Northeastern. 21-4 at the end of one. 25 rather to 4 at the end of one. And we'll be back for the second quarter. She could work underneath with these girls.
Okay, second quarter. We'll see if Beekmantown can pick up the pace. Obviously, they're not a team that's going to lose by 80 points to the Cougars, or anybody else for that matter.
And it falls. It falls for Underwood. Jocelyn Underwood now with 2 points. Stolen by Downs. Blocked by Wirestall and rebounded by Bayshard. Now back to Wirestall. Passed underneath for LaFountain. It's out of bounds and the Cougars will keep it.
Beautiful pass by Wirestall, and LaFountain just plain wasn't expecting it.
I think she was expecting Karen to shoot it, and she was getting ready for the rebound. And all of a sudden, bang, the ball was in her hands. Some replacements, Heidi Sanger out, and she's replaced by Heidi Fuller. Wirestall inbounds to Bushy. She turns and shoots, and it's rebounded by Munson. Samar brings it up for the Eagles. Downs. Back to Samar. Blocked by Wirestall, intercepted by LaFountain. Now Bayshard to the foul line.
Oh, she had Bushy. She had Bushy.
Faye drives, dishes off to LaFountain, and it's partially blocked. Bushy with the rebound, and she's fouled. And Jocelyn Underwood
was all alone underneath on the left, but Sarah Bayshard just didn't see her.
Jocelyn Underwood with her first personal foul. And Bushy to the line to shoot 2.
You get Downs in for Beekmantown.
Yes, I'm sorry, Megan Downs. I think that might be the first shot Bushy has missed tonight as far as an outside type shot. In and out in the second one. Rebounded by Downs. Up for St. Mar. Now Fuller. Basket no good. And the foul goes to Jeanette Fay. That's her first.
Fuller shooting her fouls to a little bit of the left of center.
And she'll get another one. And the second one is good. Fuller now with her first point. And it's a 25-7 Northeastern lead. Bayshard takes the shot. It's good. Sarah Bayshard with her first 2 points of the game. Northeastern's lead back to 20. Nice pass underneath. Left-handed shot. She gets her own rebound. Northeastern couldn't stop Underwood. And now Jocelyn Underwood now with 4 points. Long pass down for Bushy. She just dishes off to LaFountain. And LaFountain now with 14 points. Another pass, same one underneath, and there's Fuller, or rather Underwood, now with 6 points. That's the third time that the Eagles have used that same play. Fay, no place to go. She gets it to Bushy. Bushy drives, loses it, and turns it over to the Eagles. Heidi Sanger back in to replace Michelle St. Maur. Fuller. Over for Sanger. Sanger defend it, throws it back. It'll be over and back, and it is. Northeastern will get the ball.
What you want to do right there, Mike, if you're Sarah Bayshard, is hustle for that ball, but don't be the first one to touch it.
Right.
You want to make sure Downs touches it first, unless you can steal it. If you can get there first and steal it, fine, but don't touch it first and give it back to the other team, unless you're sure of coming away with it.
In that last inbound play, Sarah Bushy was tripped, and she couldn't come up with the ball, obviously, and the Eagles with an opportunity now to try and close the gap. Downs, bounce pass underneath, and Underwood gets it and puts it up again. Jocelyn Underwood now with 8 points. Down for Bushy. Bushy gets it back to Wirestall. Wirestall with the shot. Rebounded by Downs.
Cougars are a team that needs a timeout right now.
Traveling called. And Katie Munson back in to replace Megan Downs. Megan Downs with a nice play on that last 2 points by Underwood. She got the pass in the paint, dished it off very quickly to give Underwood that 2 points. Northeastern right now in the second quarter has been outscored 9-4. And Munson with the rebound. She outlets to Fuller. Again, Underwood underneath. Basket is good. Jocelyn Underwood now with 10 points. And Northeastern's lead cut to 14.
They're letting the Eagles back in the game, and they got to call that timeout and regroup.
I didn't notice, were the Cougars playing a zone defense in the first quarter?
Times I noticed it was a 2-3.
11 points now for Underwood. Well, they have a swarming defense. They have very quick players, and they can play that man-on-man. Bounce pass to Fay. Seconds called, another unforced turnover for Northeastern, and surprisingly enough, with this possession, the Beekmantown Eagles, who were totally outplayed in the first quarter, outscored 25-4. They've now scored 12 points to Northeastern's 4. Bushy with a quick outlet to Fay. She can't control it. It's out of bounds, and Northeastern gives it up again. And the Eagles trying to do the exact same thing to the Cougars that the Cougars did to them in the first quarter. Downs. Bounce pass to Underwood. Underwood covered. Karen Wirestall picks up her second personal foul. That's the team's 4th. And Fay comes out, and she's replaced by Stacy Miller. And Courtney Downs also comes out for the Eagles, and she's replaced by Michelle St. Maur. Underwood hits again. Jocelyn Underwood with 12 points.
That's 9 off the lead that the Eagles have chipped away at.
And that's all 12 points in the second quarter. Bayshard looked like it was a turnover there. Tipped and intercepted by Fuller. Fuller to Underwood. Underwood shoots off the rim. She gets her own rebound, goes right back up with it. Jocelyn Underwood now with 14 second quarter points. And what a change in this game. pass was blocked, but Wirestall comes up with a loose ball. Northeastern's got to get it, has to settle down. Their 21-point lead down to 10 points. LaFountain goes up, she's fouled. Nicole LaFountain now with 16 points. And that last foul on Jocelyn Underwood, that's her second. And that could really hurt the Beavertown Eagles. Underwood, who scored 14 points in this second quarter, if she has to sit down for any length of time, that could really, really hurt the Eagles offensively. LaFountain. Wirestall with her quickness comes away with the rebound. Tries to get it through to Bushy. Bushy turns and shoots, and it's good. Sarah Bushy now with 15 points. Fuller, back to St. Mar, back to Fuller. Fuller for three, too hard off the glass. Munson with the rebound, now Bushy comes away with the rebound. And Christina Brown getting ready to come in for the Cougars. Bushy drives, dishes off to LaFountain, she goes up, basket is good, and I think that's Munson with the foul. Katie Munson with her second personal foul. Hillary Tremblay coming in to replace Sarah Bayshard, and I think that Katie Munson, or rather Christina Brown, is going to come in to replace Nicole LaFountain after the foul shot. And we have Courtney Downs coming in to replace Heidi Fuller. LaFountain, no mistake about that one. Nikki LaFountain now with 19 points, and Northeastern's lead, 36-19, is back to 17 points. St. Mar over for Downs. Sanger in the center, she's covered immediately. Downs tries to get it back to her, stolen by Miller, stolen back by Sanger. Sanger with a nice move to put it up with the left hand. Heidi Sanger now with her third and fourth point of the game. And it's a 36-21 lead for Northeastern with 2:28 remaining in this second quarter. Tremblay, Miller. Back to Wirestall. Pass underneath for Brown. Brown gets it back to Bushy. Bushy pushes it back to Tremblay. Now Miller drives and shoots, and she's fouled, I think, by Heidi Sanger. Heidi Sanger with her first. And Miller on the line to shoot two. Miller good on her first one. Rebound taken in by Munson. Pass down, out of bounds, Northeastern with the ball. Pass just too far for Heidi Sanger to catch up to. And Northeastern with another opportunity here. Wirestall with a nice move, gets it off to Bushy. Bushy with the turning shot off the front of the rim and rebounded by Underwood. St. Mar. Cougars double teaming, and Miller comes up with the foul. St. Mar. Tremblay defending. Now Miller tries to step in, gets it off the Downs, back to St. Mar. Sanger open on this side. She gets the ball to her. Sanger drives, and Christina Brown with the foul. That's her first, and that's the team's sixth rather. Well, the team's seventh. I missed a foul somewhere along the line. And the second one way off, doesn't hit anything. It's a violation. Northeastern will get the ball.
Tremblay in a little soon.
No, okay, violation on the line. So Sanger will get another shot. Greg Waters doing a fine job keeping his Eagles focused and mentally into this game. Stolen by Underwood. She's all over the place. She's doing everything for the Eagles. Wirestall comes away with the loose ball. Now Bushy picks it up. Back to Wirestall. Now Tremblay hits Bushy in the paint. She turns and shoots with the left hand, up and in. Sarah Bushy now with 17 points. Pass down for Sanger. Sanger, no place to go. Bounce pass intended for Underwood. St. Mark comes away with it. And Wirestall called for the foul. Northeastern fans don't like that. That's her third personal foul. That's her third personal foul, and she's going to sit for sure for the rest of this first quarter and probably part of the, or rather the second quarter and probably part of the third. Karen Wirestall playing an outstanding game defensively and with some great passes. They don't want to lose her for any length of time. St. Mar. They won't fall for it. It's out of bounds. Northeastern will get it. Jeanette Fay into the game to replace Karen Wirestall.
Heidi Fuller in for Heidi Sanger.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Fay with a long cross-court pass. Poor choice of passes with Bushy right there. But Northeastern dodges a bullet, gets it back. Fay gets it off a deflection. She's knocked down. And she loses it, and it's a long pass. And nobody can seem to do anything with the ball. Pass down for Fay. And traveling is called. Both teams taking turns turning the ball over. And we're down to 18.9 seconds remaining in this second quarter. Fuller with the three-point attempt. It's short. Nice save, and she's down. She's hurt. Blocked by Fay from behind. As time runs out, 3, 2, 1. Brown gets the ball, tries to put it up. And time runs out, and at the half, it's Northeastern 39, Beatmantown 21. A sizable lead for the Cougars, but the Eagles certainly fought back very hard in that second quarter. And we'll be back with the second half. Again, Northeastern 39, Beatmantown 21. And the second half is underway. Northeastern going with Miller, Fay, Bayshard, Bushy, and LaFountain. And the Eagles, as LaFountain shoots, the Eagles going with St. Mar, Fuller, Sanger, Underwood, and Munson. Bayshard, pass over for Fay. Fay tries to get underneath, and it's picked off by Underwood. St. Mar comes down, gives it to Sanger. Sanger over for Fuller. Fuller, pass underneath, and it's off the fingertips of Sarah Bushy out of bounds, and it'll be Beatmantown's ball. Underwood, right to Sanger, up and in. Heidi Sanger with the first 2 points of the second half. Sanger now with 4 points underneath, and the Cougars counter just like that. Nikki LaFountain, who had 19 points in the first half.
Cougars just plain beat the Eagles down the floor that time.
Fuller, cross court, blocked by Fay. It's out of bounds, and the Beatmantown Eagles will keep it. St. Mar gets the inbound, drives, gives it off to Munson, and it rolls around the rim, finally rebounded by Munson. That shot was by, I think, Underwood, not Munson, the first shot, and now Northeastern breaking the press. Bayshard has it knocked out of her hand. and the Eagles come away with it. Underwood stops and shoots. Rebounded by Bayshard. Bayshard to Fay. Pass over for Bushy. Bushy. No place to go. Gives it to Bayshard for three. Off the rim. Rebounded by LaFountain. Knocked out of her hands. And the Eagles come away with it. And the Eagles doing the same thing. They're triple teaming Bushy and LaFountain while they're underneath. Munson gets her own rebound. This time LaFountain gets the rebound. Pushes it out to Miller. Miller to Bushy. Bushy loses it, and she's fouled. Fouled by number 21, Heidi Fuller. That's her first.
Open slide through. See the ball in it. See the ball in it.
Right to Bushy on the inbound. Not just that easy. Sarah Bushy now with 19 points, her first two in the second half. And the Eagles and the Cougars are trading. They're trading baskets.
Cougars are satisfied to trade baskets with that 16-point lead.
And Bushy picks up her first personal foul. No, there we go. It's her second. That's the foul I missed in the... No, that's not Bushy. That's Bayshard. Sarah Bayshard with her second personal foul. Underneath for Munson, around the rim, out of bounds.
Who's the Cougar scorekeeper, Mike?
Paul Cross.
Paul Cross. Not familiar with him.
No. Katie Munson is out, and she is replaced by Courtney Downs.
Now Donna Dragoon and Moose Misak, them I'm familiar with.
Rebounded by Fay. Pass intended for Bayshard, knocked out of bounds.
Moose is on the left of your picture and Donna is on the right. For those of you who are not familiar with them.
Fay drives, shoots, off the front of the rim. And Downs comes away with the ball. Bushy. And the foul's on Jeanette Fay, and that foul was just before the steal. That's her second personal foul. Score is 43-25. Northeastern with a healthy lead with 5:10 remaining in the third. Inbound to St. Mar, now to Fuller, back to St. Mar. Downs open on the far side, and Fuller decides to go for three, off the rim. Downs comes away with it, puts up a short one, way off. Fay saves it, but Downs is there to pick up the ball, and she goes right up with it. Courtney Downs with her first 2 points of the game. She fell hard on her knee after the shot. Bushy back to Bayshard. She tried to force the pass underneath, but it worked, and it drew a foul, I think, on Heidi Sanger.
Sometime early in 1996, Mike, as you know, Nikki LaFountain should be getting her 1,000th point as a Cougar, only the second one to score that for the girls basketball team. And maybe later in the year, or probably in all probability next year, Sarah Bushy will be joining her.
That's quite an accomplishment. Underwood off the front of the rim, rebounded by LaFountain, outlet to Fay. Fay, cross court for Bushy. Bushy up off the rim. Miller almost knocked down. Underwood comes away with the ball to Downs. And she goes up with the shot. Courtney Downs now with 4 points. LaFountain misses the layup. Downs loses the ball. Now Bushy back to Bayshard. Bayshard off the rim, rebounded by LaFountain. No place to go, double teamed. And she's called for the travel.
Also hitting the 1,000-point mark this year will be Seton's Katie Castine, who started her career here at Northeastern. In fact, I think that'll happen very shortly, and I think she's only about 24 away from it as we speak. So she could be hitting it today against PHS, or in all probability against Saranac Lake.
There's a lot of good female athletes in this area. 3-point attempt. Rebounded by LaFountain. And Fay brings it down for the Cougars. Gives it off to Bushy. Bushy drives and shoots just a little too soft. Rebounded by Underwood. Now St. Maur comes back with the ball. St. Maur with a nice drive. And Northeastern has been outscored in this third quarter by a 10-4 margin.
12-point ball game.
And I still remember that Seton game. Pass underneath, out of bounds. I still remember that Seton game where Northeastern had a considerable lead and Seton came back to beat them right here.
13 points going into the fourth quarter.
13 points going into the fourth quarter, and they came back, and Seton came back, played very strong, and ended up defeating the Cougars by 1 or 2 points that game. And that was, what, the only loss Northeastern had last year?
It was a 1 point loss. Seton outscored them 14-0 in the fourth.
That's right, that's right. 14 to Goose Egg. And I think that was the only loss Northeastern had in their CVAC championship year last year, until the end when they were defeated by Saranac in the Section 7 finals. But same thing can happen tonight. Beavertown is no pushover, and they're really fighting to come back. And you get somebody in foul trouble. For instance, Karen Wirestall hasn't been in the third quarter, and that's a big plus for Beavertown. Wirestall playing tremendous defensively, and if Northeastern can't get it together, and if Beavertown can keep pumping in baskets, this could be a very, very interesting fourth quarter coming up. And after that timeout, Cougars are going to go with Miller, Bayshard, Bushy, LaFountain, and Wirestall. Three-point attempt by St. Maur, off, rebounded by Wirestall, and the Eagles are going to counter with Downs, Fuller, Sanger, not Sanger, Underwood. Downs, Fuller, Underwood, Munson, and St. Maur. Knocked out of bounds, and the Eagles will keep it. There's Wirestall again. That's the second time she's made contact with the ball in just a few seconds since that timeout. St. Maur. And here's a three-point shooter. If she starts to hit, could change this game around real quick. Bushy dishes off to LaFountain. LaFountain up and fouled by St. Maur. That's her first. And the team's third.
So asking quite a bit of somebody like St. Maur when you got Bushy and LaFountain bearing down on you. Try to stop them.
Probably a good foul in that respect. Heidi Sanger coming in for the Eagles, and she'll replace Heidi Fuller.
You got a little bit of size advantage on her.
Yep. And she hits the second one. That's her third point of the second half. That gives her 22 for the game, and St. Maur brings it back for the Eagles. Cougars tried to double team, but St. Maur dribbles right out of it. A nice pass underneath from Munson, and she's up and in. Katie Munson now with 6 points. Wirestall brings it back off to Bushy. Back to Wirestall. Northeastern needs a basket. Miller underneath, bounces off her. Bushy comes away with it, and too soft on the layup. Jump ball called, and the Eagles are going to keep it. Beavertown fans not happy with that call. Hillary Tremblay into the game for Northeastern, and Sarah Bayshard will take a rest. St. Maur brings it back for the Eagles. There's 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining in this third quarter. 44-33. Stolen by Wirestall. Karen Wirestall called on the push, and that's her fourth personal foul. Cougar fans don't like that call. That could be a big difference in this game if Northeastern gets into foul trouble. LaFountain has it knocked out of her hands. Underwood pulls it away. Gets Munson underneath, up and in, and here it comes. The Beavertown Eagles fighting back from a 21-point deficit. They're now down by 9. Wirestall with the shot. Too hard off the back of the rim. Bushy up. Won't fall. And Downs comes away with the rebound. They have a 2-on-1. Bounce pass to Sanger, up and in. And the Eagles have really outplayed the Cougars in this third quarter. Northeastern, with 49 seconds left, has got to hit a basket. Foul called on Miss St. Mar. That's her second personal foul. Northeastern outscored 16-5 in this third quarter. Miller drives, no place to go, gets it back to Wirestall. Wirestall drives, bounces it out to LaFountain, and that's the basket. That's the basket that Northeastern needed. They needed to put some points on the board. Sanger, stolen by Miller. Outlet to Tremblay. She's called for the travel. And Jeanette Fay in to replace Karen Wirestall. And what Northeastern wants to try and do, there's 15 seconds remaining in this third quarter. They don't want Beekmantown, and Beekmantown just did them a favor. They didn't want Beekmantown to score going into those final seconds. And Bushy turns it back over again. Good defense by the Eagles on that inbound play. Inbound to St. Mar. Right to Sanger. Sanger tries to get it to Underwood, and it's out of bounds, and we're down to 6 seconds. And Northeastern wants to try and get the ball in quickly. Bushy, and she's fouled. No! I don't know. That is no comment. No comment. But traveling is called, and the Eagles will have a final shot. Sanger with the shot, and it's off the rim. Rebounded by Underwood, and it's up and no good. And at the end of 3, it's 46-37. Northeastern by 9.
From 9 seconds to 5.3, the ball changed hands 4 times. Incredible.
LaFountain underneath, quickly up and in.
Eagles were a little slow coming out of the
Yes, they were.
conference.
Northeastern took advantage of it. Fuller.
Well, they got to do it. The refs put the ball down. You got to put the ball in.
By Fay, she's knocked down, and St. Mar gets the foul.
Guess he got it right in the hip.
All right, now we got to make another run. Come on now, Walker. Hang in there. We're tired. We got to get in there now.
And Fay inbounds to base yard. Northeastern needs to use some clock, and they need to score. And right there, a nice steal by Fuller. She misses the layup. Miller to Fay. Back to Miller. Top of it. LaFountain, Underwood with the rebound. There's a lot of contact that they're letting go underneath that they didn't let go in the first quarter. Sanger to Underwood for a long 3-pointer, and it's good. Jocelyn Underwood, a 14-point first half, or actually I should say second quarter, and she scores her first 2 points in the second half. Back to Fay. Fay with a long 2-pointer off the back of the rim, knocked out of bounds, and Northeastern will keep it. Fay will inbound for Northeastern. Right to Bushy. Bushy turns and shoots, and she's fouled. By Heidi Sanger. That's her third personal foul. Sanger not only got the foul, but she got banged a little bit too. She's showing a little pain. And Bushy can't make her pay for that foul right now. She'll get a second one. Bushy hits the second one. Sarah Bushy now with 20 points. And it's a 10-point Northeastern lead. St. Maur over for Fuller. Back to St. Maur. St. Maur with a long 2-point attempt. It's out of bounds, and Northeastern will get it back. Full court press for the Eagles. And Bushy brings it down slowly for Northeastern. She gets it to Fay. Fay to LaFountain. Back to Bayshard. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Bayshard gives it to LaFountain. LaFountain. Bushy with the rebound. Too soft. It's not out of bounds. Jump ball called. I think Northeastern will get it, and they do. Nice play by Sarah Bayshard under the basket after that shot by Bushy to try and to keep the ball in Northeastern's possession.
Next quarter, they had the ball. Back-to-back jump since the quarter started. Right. They got the ball. There wasn't
Arguing, or not arguing, but discussing the possession. It's supposed to be kept track of in the scorebook in addition to the possession arrow.
And Beekmantown is going to get it. I have to agree with Greg Waters. He's right. Northeastern got the ball at the beginning of the fourth quarter. That was that play where the Eagles didn't get off the bench quick enough, and Northeastern was able to score. Underwood fakes and shoots. It's blocked. Munson underneath gets the rebound and puts it right up again. Katie Munson now with 8 second-half points, 10 for the game, and the Cougars in a position again where they need to score. They need to match the Eagles basket for basket. Poor pass right in the hands of Katie Munson. And St. Maur brings it right back. They can cut the lead to, and they do, a three-pointer by Fuller. And that's what I said earlier. Heidi Fuller is a tremendous threat from three-point distance.
Well, they got
it's now
three of them.
A 5-point game.
St. Maur, Fuller, and Downs all can burn you out there.
And the Eagles again with the steal. St. Maur underneath, Sanger up and in. And Northeastern needs a timeout. It's a three-point game.
Three-point ball game.
Three-point ball game with 4:57 remaining. And that's after a 21-point lead for Northeastern. It's down to 3 points.
Cougars just seem reluctant to use timeouts. Wonder what they're saving them for.
Pass off again, and they have a chance to tie this ball game. St. Maur called for the offensive foul. That's her 4th personal foul.
Weyerstall will come in.
Weyerstall comes in to replace Jeanette Fay.
4 minutes, 40 seconds to go. Somebody's calling a timeout.
Timeout called by the Beekmantown Eagles, and they're psyched. They just cut a 21-point lead down to 3 points in not a very long time.
I don't think that's a good timeout if Beekmantown called that. That's the Northeastern's time to take a timeout. Beekmantown should not be taking a timeout.
Well, in any case, I believe they did. Beekmantown with timeout with 4:40 remaining in the fourth. 49-46, Northeastern by 3. After that timeout, Northeastern in possession. Miller to Bushy. Back to Weyerstall. Weyerstall to Bushy. Bushy fakes, drives, shoots. It's good. That was a basket that Northeastern needed. They really needed that basket because the Eagles are just playing so well. Fuller gets it back to Downs. Downs for 3. She misses everything. It's out of bounds, and the Cougars will get it back. Bayshard wants to inbound it. Gets it to Weyerstall. Weyerstall, a long pass down for Bushy. And it's knocked out of bounds by Underwood. Northeastern will keep it, and they lucked out there.
What's the score here in the fourth quarter so far?
In the fourth quarter,
Cougars already scored 5.
5, and the Eagles have scored 9. Outscored 9-5 in the fourth quarter, but they were outscored 16-7 in that third quarter. that pivotal third quarter for the Eagles. And actually, the Eagles started this. They started this
early in the second quarter when they started.
Courtney Downs with her first personal foul. Yes, they started in the second quarter. They started coming back. Northeastern was able to get a few points in that quarter to kind of balance it out. Basket is good. That's 7 points in the second half, 24 for the game for Sarah Bushy. And that is on Jocelyn Underwood. That's her third personal foul. But as I was saying, the Eagles started making this comeback in the second quarter, although Northeastern was able to drop a few baskets in to keep it close. They were only outscored 17-14, but they could have been outscored by a 17-8 or 17-9 margin. Fuller for three, rebounded by Weierstall. And a nice read by Downs. Cougars telegraphing their passes. Downs gets it to Fuller, stolen by Miller. Long pass down for a base yard. And that's one thing Northeastern didn't need to do.
Well, this is certainly much more interesting than a 25-4 game would have been.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Fuller drives and shoots. Rebounded by Bushy, but it's slapped out of her hand. Weierstall comes away with the loose ball. And now Northeastern with 24 seconds on the shot clock. Plenty of time to just set up their offense. Weierstall dribbles under the corner baseline, tries to get it back to LaFountain, but it's blocked by Sanger, picked up by Downs. Downs gets it off to St. Mar. She'll do a three off the back of the rim, rebounded by Bushy. And we're down to 2:53 remaining in this fourth quarter. 54-46, Northeastern by 8. But it wasn't but a little bit ago. Nice pass underneath. And LaFountain now with 9 points. And these are big buckets. The last two buckets, very, very big for Northeastern. Beavertown cut the lead to 3 points. And now it's back. Downs with the rebound to St. Mar. St. Mar over for Underwood. Underwood drives and she's fouled.
Well, before that timeout, it was 49-46. Cougars have scored all the points since then. So that was, if Beekmantown took that timeout, then the man doing the strolling on the sidelines can take the blame for the Cougar comeback right now. Because if the Cougars took the timeout, fine. But if that was a Beekmantown timeout, that was a bad one.
And Karen Weierstall fouls out with 2:24 remaining. Pulls her 5th personal foul. Timeout called by the Cougars. 56-46, Northeastern by 10, and a slight sigh of relief, I think, by Cougar fans to see a 21-point lead cut down to 3. Beavertown playing so well, and Northeastern with some big, big buckets by Bushy and LaFountain just in the last minute or so to get the lead back to a little bit to where they want it. But a tremendous game here by both clubs. Again, 2:24 remaining, timeout by the Cougars. It's 56-46, Northeastern by 10. And after that timeout, Cougars are going to go with Miller, Fay, Tremblay, Bushy, and LaFountain. And the Eagles counter with Fuller, Sanger, Munson, Underwood, and St. Mar. Underwood is good. That gives her 3 points in the second half, 17 for the game. And she has a chance to cut Northeastern's lead to 8 points. Off the front of the rim, rebounded by Bushy. Long pass down for Miller. And St. Mar with a lot of hustle coming back. The pass was not, it didn't lead Miller. But St. Mar showing a lot of speed coming back, knocking the ball off Miller out of bounds, so Beavertown keep the ball. Underwood. And foul called, I think, on Bushy. No, on LaFountain. Nikki LaFountain with her first. And Underwood again on the line.
Okay, Michelle's got hers, guys. Michelle. Nice.
Jocelyn Underwood now with 4 second half points, 18 for the game, and the lead, Northeastern's lead back to 8 points. She can cut it to 7. Off the rim, rebounded by Bushy. Bushy gets it off to Miller. Miller to Tremblay. Back to Bushy. Now Tremblay, she'll take a long two-point attempt off the rim. Rebounded by LaFountain. LaFountain. And it'll be a jump ball. Northeastern will keep it. Inbound to Bushy. Underwood was in position to steal it, but she didn't see it coming. Bushy goes down. And St. Mar from Fuller, bounce pass for Underwood. Blocked. Miller comes away with a loose ball. Pass to LaFountain. LaFountain tries to get it to Tremblay, and it's knocked out of bounds by the Eagles. Cougars will keep it. We're down to 1:29 remaining in the fourth.
Beekmantown hasn't been able to capitalize, but Cougars haven't scored since they took their timeout a minute or so ago. The Eagles haven't been able to take advantage of it, though.
Tremblay gets it back to Bushy. Now to Fay. Fay to Bushy. Back to Fay. They're trying to draw out the defense. Passed underneath for Bushy. She passes it back to Miller. Miller takes the shot. And it's out of bounds, and Northeastern's going to keep it. They'll get another shot clock. They shouldn't, because that ball did not hit the...
Didn't hit the rim.
Now, the ball didn't hit the rim, but it did touch a Beekmantown player. Does that...
No.
Oh, okay.
No possession change.
There's 3 seconds on the shot clock. Northeastern's got to get a bang-bang play off this inbound. She got it up, off the rim, and St. Mar brings it back for the Eagles. Traveling is called, I believe. Oh, foul on Stacy Miller. That's her second. This whole gym erupted in unison, calling for the travel call.
Not in unison.
Almost in unison. Well, it was pretty close.
There's no unison over here on the other side.
No, there was just a gasp. Underwood inbounds to Fuller. Sanger, she's good. Heidi Sanger with a nice touch on the ball. Now with 8 points, 12 for the game. Down to 48 seconds, and it's a 6-point Northeastern lead. And a foul is called on Heidi Sanger. That's her fourth. And win or lose, this Beekmantown team can walk out of this gym today with their heads held high, coming from a 21-point deficit. 21 points down after one quarter. Score was 25-4. And they've fought back for the second, third, and now we're into the fourth quarter. And they've never given up. And it's down to a 6-point game. That's a tremendous comeback. Bushy now with 9 second-half points. It gives her 26 for the game. Good on the second. 10 points in the second half. 27 for the game, and timeout called by the Eagles. It's an 8-point lead for Northeastern, 58-50 with 44.9 seconds remaining in the game. All right, with 44.9 seconds remaining, Beekmantown in possession. St. Mar, they've got to get a shot off quickly. St. Mar has it blocked. Miller comes away with the steal. Who wants it? Jump ball called, and the Eagles are going to get it. Down to 32 seconds remaining.
Eagles don't have time for anything fancy. They just got to get the ball and pump.
Exactly. Pass underneath to Munson. Munson. People want to travel. Northeastern fans anyway. Bayshard comes away with it. It's knocked away. It's finally, no, it's saved by Sanger. Down to 18 seconds. Underwood up. Rebounded by Munson. Up off the rim. Out of bounds, and the Eagles will keep it. But with 11.9 seconds, I think this is a pretty much in the bag for Northeastern.
The Eagles came out with a strategy to try to work the ball underneath. That's what they needed right here. Somebody taking some desperation shots out front.
She's fouled by, I think, Underwood. Jocelyn Underwood with her 4th personal foul, and she'll put Jeanette Fay on the line to shoot the 1-on-1. We're down to 7.3 seconds remaining in the game.
You always hate to lose by 10 points or more.
Off the back of the rim, Fay gets her own rebound. Nope. It's all over the place. We're down to 2 seconds, 1 second, and that's it. That's it. Northeastern's victorious, and we'll be back in a second with a recap.
58-50 is the final. Cougars very lucky they didn't play 5 periods tonight, because the way this game was going, Beekmantown probably would have won it.
Very good possibility. For a recap, Northeastern came out on fire. Beekmantown couldn't get anything to work. Northeastern opened up a 25-4 lead in the first quarter. And it looked like it was just going to be an insurmountable lead for the Beekmantown Eagles. But in the second quarter, the Eagles came out and started to chip away at the Northeastern lead, and actually outscored Northeastern. My guess is probably a 17-9 or a 17-8 margin. But towards the end of the second quarter, the Cougars were able to come back, pump in a couple of baskets, and they were only outscored 17-14 and went into the halftime with a pretty nice 39-21, 18-point lead. And I think a lot of people in this gym, except for maybe Mr. Waters and the Beekmantown Eagles, thought this game was in the bag. Well, in the third quarter, the Eagles came out and did just what they wanted to do, outscoring Northeastern by a 16-7 margin, and closed the gap to 46-37 and had all the momentum in the world. They came out in the fourth quarter, and the same thing continued. Beekmantown really started pumping the ball in, and they outscored Northeastern at a point by about a 9-4 margin, and they were closing the gap. They closed the gap to 3 points. It was 49-46, so they knocked a 21-point deficit into only a 3-point deficit in a very short time, with some very good ball handling, some good passing, and some outstanding shooting by the Beekmantown Eagles. And in any case, the Eagles outscored Northeastern 13-12 in that fourth quarter, and the Cougars were able to maintain for a 58-50 final 8-point victory. But coming from behind like that, the Eagles have nothing to be ashamed about. What a game. A tremendous effort by the Beekmantown Eagles, a tremendous effort by the Northeastern Cougars to hold off an Eagle offense that was just ready, willing, and able to knock them off the top of the CVAC. For individual scorers, Stacy Miller finishes with 1 point. Sarah Bushy had 17 points in the first quarter, 10 in the second, finishes with 27 points. Sarah Bayshard with 2 points. Nikki LaFountain had 19 points in the first half, and she had 9 in the second for a total of 28. She led all scorers. For the Eagles, Michelle St. Mara finishes with 2. Heidi Fuller with 4 points. Jocelyn Underwood with a great second quarter. She was the reason that the Eagles had that tremendous comeback in the second quarter, scoring all her 14 points in the second quarter. She scored 14 out of the Beekmantown 17 points. She finishes with 18 points. Courtney Downs finishes with 4. Heidi Sanger with 12. And Katie Munson with 10. A very, very good game here at Northeastern. Northeastern is victorious 58-50, but the Beekmantown Eagles gave it really one heck of a shot. Well, that's the way it was on this 16th day of December 1995 in Northeastern Clinton Central School in beautiful downtown Champlain. Northeastern with a 58-50 victory